So welcome. My name is Najee Amaranth. I started the Oakland Mind, you know what I'm saying? I've been ciphering for years. I'm from the Bay Area, Oakland specifically, East Oakland, Mile 4. And, I'm here to just continue to create consciousness and positivity because as an artist, I feel like we have a responsibility to create something that betters the culture, you know what I'm saying? And it's not about blame, but it is about accountability.
Word, check it out. My name is Onaji, and I also am from the Bay Area, California, born and raised. I'm an MC, actor. I see my music as soul rap and rich consciousness, and that's about the mindfulness paired with financial prosperity. That's what I'm kicking on the mic, and that's what I'm kicking in life. And I'm definitely down with the consciousness because the consciousness is how we evolve. That's how we move forward. That's how we move the culture forward as a people together. So I'm just grateful to be here. Grateful to share with my brothers and enjoy the journey with me.
I go by the name of Remedy. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I've been a battle rapper for over 10 years. Been on all of the major leagues from Fight Club to King of the Die, Crying Time, URL, everything else in between. Consciousness. I got a pretty extensive career in hip hop. What most notably, I've always just been a educator in rap. I'm using my rhymes and stuff to introduce us to things that we don't get to if we're not, traveled or cultured in a lot of ways other than the hood. Consciousness, I see it as light. It's like if light ain't shined on something, then you can't see it. You can't tell what it is. It's not revealed to you. So we're gonna go ahead and just get into that now.
Yeah. So the question of the day is consciousness, and what is consciousness?
Yeah, I was saying consciousness is light. I read this quote recently. It said that consciousness is not created in the brain. Consciousness was created. The brain was created by consciousness to express itself. And so, once light shine on itself and it see its potential, and then it's like, I can get even brighter, and then I shine over there, and then it just keeps, glowing, and then glowing. They're only one letter difference, and that's there's a reason for that.
Growing and glowing.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I like that concept. You know what I'm saying? Consciousness is not being created by the mind, but consciousness actually creating the mind and creating everything else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying not to get too deep in religion, but they say at the beginning there was the word. You know what I'm saying? The word is consciousness. That's the idea, the thought, the existence, what we have inside of us that's beyond just our physical bodies.
What you said about the beginning there is a word. That word wasn't actually consciousness, because that's a broad term. The word was I.
Yes.
And so that I, who am I in relation to?
Mm-hmm.
And then the relationship between the figuring out created, from that beginning. But their consciousness has always been a build upon the last spark. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get even a thought is it's a little flash.
Yeah. And
so if that, once you keep having that thought over, that light just stay on, and it's only a matter of time for it manifests into reality.
Cool. And so consciousness, as far as hip hop, what do y'all think?
I think it's a lot of conscious artists out right now. I think it's a lot of conscious artists, man. To me, consciousness is I feel like Logic is a very conscious dude. I think conscious for me is just an artist who's more aware of what's going on outside of themselves. It just because consciousness, you break down the word, just means awareness. That's all it means. So it's just any artist who seems to be who's aware of the maybe a broader picture or a bigger picture. And I think it's a lot of that going on. Mainstream media is, course, it's always going to be, resistance towards it because if people become aware, then they're no longer able to be oppressed. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of propaganda involved with that, but I think consciousness is widespread in hip hop. I think it's becoming even, it's going to become even wider spreader with Trump in office. I mean, I think that's going to incite people to want to get conscious and want to wake up even more. So I think it's thriving. I think it's doing its thing right now.
You know what? I agree. I agree a lot. And I feel from my experience, there's a lot more conscious music being produced nowadays than there has been in the past. And even 10, 20 years ago, there's a lot more conscious music, and there's a lot more conscious music making it into the so-called mainstream. And you have the mainstream hip hop, you have the agendas and all that kind of stuff, but people are starting to branch out. People are starting to listen to different kinds of music. Like the other day, I was talking to this little white kid. He was maybe 10 years old, right? And he was talking about mainstream hip hop. And he's like, I don't really listen to it that much because it's not really for kids. And I was like, how old is this?
He didn't say nothing like that about NWA.
I'm saying, right. Not once. We used to slap that all the time.
Okay.
Yo, my homie was just singing some of the lyrics. Some of Eazy-E's lyrics. But even with that, even with NWA, they had still a conscious tip. You know what I'm saying?
Express yourself.
Express yourself.
That's a conscious song.
Yeah, that's a straight up conscious song.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, hood stuff, but they were talking about it from a different perspective and just being in the hood and glorifying it. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to say that they were glorifying it, but what they were really glorifying was the fact that you can actually make it out. You know what I'm saying? And that you can live a street life and still do well. You know what I'm saying? Still turn yourself around. And you have songs like Express Yourself. And you also have F the Police. You know what I'm saying? Because of all of the things that the police did. And when you think about the gangs, especially the gangs in LA, they started with the Black Panthers. And the original function of the gangs was to protect the communities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things changed over time because of things like COINTELPRO, right? Bringing drugs and crack into the community. But that wasn't the basis for the gangs. And that wasn't really what they were all about.
I'm going to push back a little bit and say I don't think there's really any consciousness in hip-hop. I think there's a lot of awareness and mindfulness around the awarenesses, but I don't see anybody making the music that we really need. Because you could be aware of everything in front of you, but you keep backing up. And if you fall off a cliff, you can't say that you was aware of everything. And these people are leading us down a cliff. I heard nigga too much in music. I heard bitch too much in music. From our so-called conscious artists, I'm going to go ahead and call out Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole.
Okay.
Because, once you, I just don't want to be referred to. I was in the gym, I was trying to find something just positive to, pump into my brain. That's what we need. That's consciousness. Once you know that you are responsible for your actions and behaviors and the results that they produce, then it's consciousness. And they're acting like they don't know all of the results of stuff. Well, maybe they don't. I just don't agree. I would like to say if they were truly our advocates, it would be more positive. And you could teach somebody. I've taught plenty of lessons in hip hop. I taught in a couple bars. I put literally all of the rules behind chess, and so you can listen to this verse and then know how pieces move in chess. Anybody when it comes to starting a business, they know a certain type of system and game that they're running on us, and they're not opening that playbook up to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's not they're mindful and aware of what you're mindful and aware of, so it'll look like it. I'm too close to areas that's got real problems and people they show face for a little minute just to collect the energy, and then they go back to capitalizing. Capitalism is you can't support capitalism and be conscious at the same time, for real. Like, there's no conscious capitalism, because my duty as a conscious person is to make you more conscious, but my duty as a capitalist is to capitalize off it.
Exactly. And I always say that you can't have no system that's supposed to be about people that's not about people. You know what I'm saying? That's goal is capital over people. You know what I'm saying? How can you have a real society based on that? You know what I mean? And I understand what the brother's saying as far as consciousness, because I do struggle with it, and that's a conversation that I have with myself all the time as, a so-called conscious artist. Like, what really is conscious? Where do we really draw the line? And that's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I actually like Kendrick.
Absolutely, yeah.
But at the same time,
you got a Kendrick shirt on.
I got a Kendrick shirt on. Yeah. And it's like, he does walk that line. Like, sometimes, like most times when I hear Kendrick, I'm like, yeah, this is actually dope. This is actually really nice. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, dang, Kendrick, I didn't know you would say this. Yeah. But it's, part of it for me is not just what's said, but how it affects the people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you got the best message, but it doesn't get to the people that you need to hear it, you might as well not say it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you got to kind of tweak that message a little bit so it can reach these people, so that they can start becoming conscious and start becoming more aware of the things that they should be aware of, then I'm with that. I understand that as a strategy. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying, folks got to live as well. But I do think, and for me as a conscious artist, it's especially important that we got to really push the envelope of consciousness. And what consciousness means, and what it means to be conscious, and like what it means to be aware. And we need to be able to create spaces where people can actually work together and build, Right. And so for me as a conscious artist, I think that that's one of the most important aspects. Like, it's good to have conscious music, it's good to talk about certain things, but it's like, you really got to be able to take your audience to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what my focus really is, like taking people to the next level. Like, I think I get real deep in my stuff, but I actually appreciate Kendrick, because I feel like without Kendrick, my stuff wouldn't get as much play, because I feel like he opened the door, and he opened the door of possibilities for what hip hop could be. You know what I'm saying? And now people are starting to listen to more alternative music because of his influence. I do wish that he would go even deeper, right, with his stuff, with his music. So like I was just telling the brother, like sometimes I'm like, I don't know about this. I can't play this in the car with my kids. Okay. But like, as an adult, I can still appreciate a lot of things that he's saying, because it's not really being said in many other places.
I like J-Rock more.
Yeah, honestly, bro, I like J-Rock more too.
Yeah, like that. Like if I want, I don't want them to sugarcoat it. Like, it's fucked up out there. I want one of these artists to don't even rap no more. If you're really conscious, you can record an album. You can record an audio book.
True.
You can give me the knowledge. Like, we can exchange information and galvanize our people and cultivate them in a way different direction. It's people like, we got some of these people are industry plants.
That's true too.
Like you said, Logic, and I think he's a plant. I think it's because I ain't never I'm from where it's just black and white people. This white man is forcing me to believe that he black. It's the most white privilege shit that I had ever seen. Like, Logic pushing his black card is the most white privilege shit, because in every other circumstance you don't get to pick and choose in the greater society, and you choose who you go with. But I don't want to get off into the race aspect of it. Is what is happening is a game is being played. This isn't. It's the how long have we been going? Because I know. Oh yeah, we got. It's a game that's being played on us to make it look like it's culture, and it's just capitalizing. There ain't none of these people holding space for you. Ain't nobody caring about your healing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They walk through our hoods, and then they walk through our protests. And they show up for a second to get the attention on them, and then they don't hold no space.
Now you're right. You're right.
That's real care and consciousness.
Yeah. And so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this segment up. And I think consciousness is something that we definitely gonna have to come back to, because it's, you know what I'm saying, it's the center of what we're talking about and the center of what we believe and what we're promoting. But you're absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? And for me, one of my biggest revelations recently is, as a conscious artist, we gotta really hold these other artists accountable. You know what I'm saying? What's good and what's good enough. It's, even with Kendrick, like, I like Kendrick a lot. I got a Kendrick shirt on right now, but I feel like he can do better. And I for the longest time, like, I had so many issues with J. Cole, because I'm like, bro, like, you so smart, bro, and you could really say so much, but I feel like you just don't say enough sometimes. For me, myself, I'm like, nah, it's cool. It's cool. Like, as from an MC perspective and from a real deep MC perspective, I'm like, bro, I know that you can go deeper than this. I know it. I can hear it. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
He's a musician. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's easy to, like, pick low-hanging fruit. And they go a little higher than the ones that's not, but they keep certain aspects of it. And I understand you need to stay relatable. But, like, I got this little part in my head. Like, I got Jay-Z lyrics tattooed across my chest. And, like, you know, back in the day, man, I used to want to have J-Swag, but now as I think about it as a grown man, I want to think more like Dame Dash. And, like, that's real consciousness there. Like, it's been, like, people fighting the fight, you know, like the real fight, where you go back and, like, see it and see the people that haven't been liked, that's been, you know, just popping off, like, shit, Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
That brother, like, he's raising some real awareness and offering his platform to people who also do that. He also, like, works with battle rappers and, you know, things like that, and the commercial industry, the super commercial industry. But he doesn't, like, I see his message as explorative and not agenda driven, because, like, a lot of stuff is trying to lead us into a conclusion that's already foregone. A foregone conclusion.
Yeah, just to wrap it up, my take on that on conscious MCs and rappers is, for me, I stopped looking for consciousness on the mainstream level. I just stopped looking for it. I just realized that it's big business. It's just a big business, and you're absolutely right. In the mainstream, there's no real conscious artists. You're not gonna find that. But that's why I like areas like this where we could now you know it's 3 conscious rappers right here that you should check in with: Remy, Najee, and No Najee. Like, this is where the source is. If you really want that consciousness, you gotta look for it. You gotta seek it. But that's what's great about this digital platform is there's so many more opportunities. We don't have to just rely on big names, big commercial artists to give us that itch, that consciousness itch, because you're not gonna find it. Kendrick, he signed on that dotted line. He made that sacrifice. J. Cole, all them, they're not gonna give you that consciousness, that real rich consciousness. They're not gonna give it to you. You have to go out and find it yourself. So that's all I would say.
Okay, and so we're gonna take a break, folks, and we're gonna be back in a few moments. See y'all in a bit. So welcome. My name is Najee Amaranth. I started the Oakland Mind, you know what I'm saying? I've been ciphering for years. I'm from the Bay Area, Oakland specifically, East Oakland.